everybody, Exalted Hierarch here, and you're watching episode 2 of my How to Fly a Jet series. Now, if you haven't seen episode 1, I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you go back and watch it, because these episodes will build upon each other, and eventually you'll get to the point where if you click into a random episode without having watched the previous episodes, you'll probably be a little lost. This episode won't be too terribly advanced though, but the focus will be maintaining air superiority, and there are a lot of little things you've got to be on top of in order to do that. First things first, we're going to climb in our jet. Make sure that our camera perspective is in the third person, zoomed all the way out, as that allows us to see the most when dogfighting, and you're going to go ahead and pull in those landing gears, because those are troublesome and they will affect your maneuverability. Next up, we're going to quickly review what we learned in the last video, and that's yaw with the left bumper, right bumper, pitch with the left thumbstick down and up, and roll with the left thumbstick side to side. Your yaw, pitch, and roll are vocabulary words that we'll use to define more advanced tactics here in a minute. The first one being how to turn very quickly. Now, the best way to turn is a matter of three-dimensional vector calculus and all of that. I can get into the math of why turning this way is the best, but I'll spare you the details. What you need to know is that while I am leaving my left wing tip towards the sky, I'm holding left bumper, and that pulls the left wing towards the sky, making the craft more level with the horizontal and making me dip down towards the ground less. This is desirable, because while the plane is changing angle, you are losing acceleration in the direction of angular change, which means that your speed isn't as efficient as it could be if you keep the craft level. So use the bumpers to keep the craft level while you're circling like that. You can also use the bumper like here. You see I'm using the bumper just to save myself from hitting the ground. It's also very useful for strafing encounters and other things too, so make sure you guys are just keeping that in mind. Once you've mastered the art of flying your craft in a circle while keeping it level with the horizon, you're ready to start dogfighting. Dogfighting, in essence, is a matter of just getting behind your opponent before they can get behind you. In some cases, you won't have to circle because you'll be able to take them out easily, or they'll be able to take you out easily, depending on the circumstances of how you approach each other. We'll talk a little bit about that later in the video, but for now what you need to notice is that the 3 to 9 line on the mini-map that we talked about in the first video is now completely vertical. It no longer spans from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, but it's also useful here because if he wasn't visible, I would still have him in front of my 3 to 9 line on the radar. And that allows me to have the peace of mind of knowing that he doesn't necessarily have a shot on me. As you can see here, I got my kill shot and flew away. I didn't kill him because he's just a training partner, but it is over as soon as you get the kill shot. Now you may be wondering, how do I circle with people in GTA lobbies when these are so full of random encounters and moments like you see here where two planes will just come jousting right at each other? And the answer is, you kind of don't incite a circle unless you get lucky. You want to try and fly straight at these other planes and do something evasive at the last second. When you end up passing each other and you turn around and then the turning game begins, if you're a good pilot, 9 times out of 10 you've already won by this point of the fight. So you're going to try to reach that point of the fight, but it's not always reachable. If you're playing with your friends, you can practice this by merging, which is what you just saw in the video where we fly past each other and then turn to fight. Matched dogfights, or merged dogfights as they're called, are how members of the piloting community practice and dogfight each other to show skill. If you're in a crew and you're fighting a pilot from another crew, chances are you'll be engaging in matched dogfights just to show respect, and because these dogfights themselves show more skill than just simply jousting at each other in a straight line. Moving on from how to fly, we have another key aspect that's required to maintain air superiority, and that is your situational awareness. In other words, how often do you check your map and how aware are you of other planes on the map? Your ability to recognize a threat before it becomes a threat is crucial, and it'll make you the best pilot in the lobby if you've got the best set of eyes. Moving on, we've got another clip here where I'm flying with some wingmates, and I just wanted to really quickly demonstrate that you can notice that my map is larger here, and that allows me to see the gamer tags of my crewmates. I will lose my 3 to 9 line and my altimeter lines, but we have the advantage of it being a 3v1, and I just wanted to expand my minimap so that I could see people's gamer tags and not shoot my teammates. You accomplish this by pressing down on the D-pad, of course, and I recommend you do it anytime there's a couple of planes in the air and things start getting a little confusing. Other than that, we're back on to some flying with the wingmate footage here, and as you can see, we are both strafing this same intersection here. The thing to note is that we're taking turns doing so. There is no race. You're the crew in the jet, they're the crew on the ground. Inherently, you're winning just because you're in the jet. It doesn't matter how many strafes you miss, it doesn't matter how many times you gotta come for a pass. All that matters is that you don't crash into each other. So take turns. Be aware of your wingman almost as much, if not more, than you are aware of the enemy. Trust me, crashing into your own jet is very embarrassing and you don't want to do it. We'll move forward to some flying in formation. And as you can see here, my wingmate has just slowed down a tremendous amount to let me catch up. This is called an air brake, and in my crew, we use it to do just that, to catch up with each other, to fly in formation, and later videos I'll show you how to initiate a hover with it. But for now, all you need to know is that air braking gives you very good control of the jet's speed. You can stop nearly on a dime, and once you get good at it, it allows you to land on just about anything you want. So, how do you do it? Simple. You're just going to drop your landing gears, dip down towards the planet, pull back up. Now while you're pulling back up, you'll notice that my brake flaps are going up and down. That's because I am throttling the left trigger over and over and over again. You can't hold the left trigger because you'll stall the plane. If you stall the plane, you'll have done it wrong. What you want is for the little stall warning to pop up on your map, and you'll hear the alarm, but your engine will actually stay on. So again, pull out those landing gears, dip down, pull up really hard, pump the flaps, and then pull those landing gears back in. You're now going at what I call a hover speed. We can make it slower, and we'll do that in future videos. There are a lot of things to talk about in future videos, including multi-target dogfighting, dodging missiles, attacking ground targets that have a variety of different weapons. Maybe they're very armored, maybe they have an explosive heavy sniper. In any case, there are a lot of scenarios to teach you guys about, but all I can really do is offer the basics, and you'll have to learn the rest from there. I will make future videos talking about how to fight each individual vehicle type. As you can see, I just took out a Deluxo and a Savage helicopter in completely different ways, and you can even have a little bit of fun with this once you get really good. You can kind of troll people with the weaknesses of their vehicles. But for now, I just want you guys to focus on knowing that the 3 to 9 line serves to help you in a dogfight. Flying with wingmates is pretty much guaranteed to happen, and you've got to really be on your toes for that one. You don't want to crash into them, you don't want to get in their way, and you definitely don't want to shoot them down. So make sure you're using that expanded radar. And with that, I think we're pretty much done for this video. The next video we'll talk about a few other topics like how to hover. We're also going to talk about how to dodge those missiles. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching.